introduce our next guest, Anish Giri. Anish, welcome.
Thank you very much.
So, resting for 2 rounds?
Yes, no, I just wanted to basically come to show my jacket, because I never had such cool jacket, such cool team jacket in my life. Like, it's completely epic. I don't know if you just...
You need a motorcycle?
Yeah, I mean, I hope the motorcycle comes as a bonus if you win the tournament, probably. But for now, the jacket. So it's just, yeah. So I'm kind of done, so I can already go home, actually. Just was main purpose to just show the drip, you know?
Okay, cool enough. But outside is like 20 degrees, so you need to wear it anyway.
I know, it is a little bit hot outside and inside, but I kind of have to show it. So I'm suffering for the, beauty requires sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so actually those 2 days help you to rest a bit, right? You played a lot of tournaments recently.
Yes.
Get over Batumi, right? It was not easy. In the end, you played well. As a team, you were close to clinch a medal.
Yeah, for sure. I think in terms of rest, like I remember this story about Anatoly Karpov. At some point, his wife said that, Anand, he had a long tournament, but Anatoly is tired from life. Yeah, so at this point, I think I also just need rest, like in general. So.
But Club Cup is a cool tournament.
Yeah,
right?
For sure. It's I'm very excited. I played here a lot. Many people, young players, they think like they're surprised to see me. They're like, oh, you don't play a lot Club Cup, but I was playing Club Cup like every year before they were around. Like it's a tournament I'm really familiar with. I played it a lot.
But probably these Grand Swiss help you now that suddenly people are again bringing attention to you. Everyone, like all limelights are there. Everyone expecting that you will now fight for the world title.
Yes. But first the Club Cup title.
Okay.
Indeed, yeah.
Okay, so let's check the games. Let's see the things. You want to check anything specific?
Yeah, we can go over my match nicely. Like I think Shahryar has a very unusual position with everything sort of standard, but the double fianchetto kind of situation, clearly coming from this double fianchetto reti c4 kind of situation, and the knight to d4 so early. He played it even earlier. Like it felt so premature, and I think it must also be premature. But of course, Shahryar knows full well when he plays inexperienced player like his opponent that he can afford such sort of unusual play. And even if Black has some precise punishment, it's very hard for Black to find it. And he's putting a lot of pressure. He's pretending to go knight f5 next. But yeah, normally they go e3, castle, knight c3, maybe knight to e2, maybe rook to c1, and then at some point maybe knight to h4 or d4. But like so early knight d4, it feels a little premature. But yeah, I think he's getting away with it. So I guess Black. How did Black respond here?
So he played something like knight d7, allowing knight f5, and now they're thinking.
Interesting.
He's thinking.
The knight d7, of course, is the kind of move that's. It is one of your planned moves, but it's not clear if... I understand the logic that Black had, like he's trying to remain flexible, not castle yet kingside, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like knight d7 is the way to punish knight d4. If anything, something related to c5 at some point, but
allowing and
but
then
it's
go
not so
back
simple. I mean, it's really not easy to find a... I don't know if there is a punishment. I mean, the bar is slightly on the Black's favor, so maybe there is. But if you just castle short, I guess he was afraid of knight f5. And okay, at the very least, it looks sort of threatening. Although if Black allows the white to take on d6 and white spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 1, 2, 3, 4 moves with one knight to chase that bishop, maybe Black can afford to, because in chess, like usually, you should not give a bishop for a knight, but if one side spends so much time, then normally
it's fine.
It's fine.
Is g6 blasphemy here?
G6 is definitely a move to consider. Of course, you do weaken the diagonal, but you take away a very important square. What happens usually when the knight is on c3, is that sometimes they go like knight to b5, and then the nice thing after knight b5, if you go bishop e7, that I then can go bishop e5 sometimes. And that forces knight to a6. But now it's the other knight. Usually it's the other knight going there. So now I'm a little confused. It's some sort of a very unusual position. It's
okay. Let's just with c5 possible. Let's just.
I think maybe the move that I was thinking maybe queen d7 is that the best? I don't know. What is the computer move? Is it queen d7 or I'm not liking queen d7. Yeah, queen d7 is creative. Also you can play queen c2, getting knight. Also I like it's turning into this game. When I watched Vishy Anand commentary once for World Championship match, at some point he started playing this game where he was trying to guess the move of the bar, and it's a very strange commentary. You've got Vishianen there, and instead of explaining, his the knowledge and experience he has, he's trying to guess the stupid bar and why it's moving back and forth. I don't want to play that game. It's a difficult game to play. He wasn't able to guess it a lot. But we don't see the punishment. Bishop e5 is also a tempting move, but you have to deal with knight e6 kind of ideas as well there.
Yeah,
so,
the problem is you cannot bribe that guy. This ancient bar is very cruel. If you propose a bad move,
and then sometimes also it's broken. I mean, I love chess website, I love chess technology, but one thing I really want to always have is to have the latest engine running on good hardware, and it's never a given that it's happening right now. And playing the game, where trying to guess the bar, and maybe the bar is is lying all along, so you don't know.
One question regarding Shak. He's now also involved with Yagi's coaching. What do you is this coaching affects his play or still?
Yeah, for sure, I think it affects his play very positively. I think his latest sort of resurgence is largely due to that. I think the kid forces him to work on chess again, like he did at his best years. And I see he's full of opening ideas, Shahryar. You know how it is. You work. Maybe it's paid for by supporters of the Yagis Khan, and maybe it's meant for Yagis Khan. But at the end of the day, two grandmasters are looking at chess, and Shahryar goes to the tournament and he's getting to play all the things. I mean, it's clearly. You're also not going to make a contract with Shahryar saying you can't play any novelty you saw. What kind? I mean, it's not like that, yeah. So you see that Shahryar suddenly is able to throw out all these openings, all these ideas, and not just the exact. It's not like novelties, but just sort of his entire work is helpful. Yeah, he's playing probably games with the guy, I guess, or even if not, they're looking at something, and having a sparring partner who is this good, like Yagis Khan. It's just very motivating for Shahryar. And when maybe for himself he would think I'm already no longer as ambitious. Maybe his prime is behind. He doesn't feel as motivated to work for himself. But when there is another young child for whom it's everything looks new and bright, and he's also getting paid, I guess, for that. So he's feeling very motivated to work, right? If you're getting paid, you want to deliver, and so he's working really, really well, and that shows in his play. And now he's having another boost in his career, and he's almost back into top 10.
So who will you pick up? Maybe Faustino Oro?
I have some experience with Faustino. We played some matches online and also over the board. He's an amazing talent. But maybe when I'll get older and start losing motivation, I hope there will be some child who will come and save me.
Yesterday he made a draw. Today he's playing. Let's move on with the games. Let's see how Nihal is doing. Actually, this is Hungarian team in Slovakia. All those players are Hungarians because there is a Hungarian minority. All those players are basically Hungarians. So we stopped here, and current state of affair is this. 97, normal choice. Rui Lopez.
Yeah, Nihal is known for sidelines. I think it's one of the lines he plays as Kozio, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
Yeah, the good thing about the knight on g6 is that, as we will see later, it doesn't block the f-pawn, which is, usually knight is on f6, and so when you don't block the f-pawn very often, so what you do, you finish development, then you at some point castle short, and then you very quickly, so you need a6 to prevent from knight d5, I guess, so the bishop gets square on a7, then you castle short, and then at some point as black you push the f-pawn with f5, which is the advantage of having the knight on g6 and not blocking the pawn. You get this interesting pawn structure. Now the knight on g6 is a little bit dominated by the f4 pawn, so knight is sort of not really good. Somewhere white can maybe play also g3, weakening a bit their own light squares but limiting the knight, but the knight then usually likely will go back to e7 at some point and trade itself for the d5 knight. So from a positional viewpoint, it's all kind of not so bad for black, but there are some issues black has, like with he'll have 2 pawns on the king side against white's 3, so the king is a little soft, but white's issue now is the c1 bishop doesn't really have a good square. If you put it on d2, it's blocking a bit the queen. The rook on a1, it doesn't join so easily through, to the e file. So white needs a little bit of consolidation here. Had white, let's say, been in time to trade the dark squared bishops, get the queen out, bring the rook to e1, play g3, it would be all very nice, double in the e file and so on. But for now, white needs to finish development of the c1 bishop, and interesting position. At least for Nihal, it's sort of asymmetrical. So whenever you are a stronger player, asymmetry should suit you. So black also has good scenarios. Like for example, knight c to e7 is something I would really consider. I think knight c7 feels very right to trade off that knight. Okay. And then what you do after you trade the knight, you will take on e4 somewhere. You will push the d pawn to d5. Then you will go bishop f5, trade that bishop. Maybe push the pawn to d4, and throw in a knight on e3. Play with your majority on the queen side with d4, c5, c4, and all that. So I think it's kind of position where both sides have lots of prospects because of the asymmetry. And I guess Nihal, being a stronger player, he will manage to get his plans in before white gets theirs. And currently, it is who is to move right now?
It's black's move.
Yeah, knight c7, I guess, is the move I'd expect, but we'll see.
Yeah, bishop d3 just played.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Alekseenko. Somehow he's struggling. European teams was not a success.
But now he's just.
No, that was not. I was just explaining.
Yes.
Explaining the line. I don't know this.
Oh, this is, by the way, a very nice one. I had this against. Duda. There is one very nice idea here after castle.
Okay, he played d4.
Yeah, he played d4. Yeah, it's kind of similar. I'm trying to remember the. No, but it was different. It was 97 line. Yeah, no, here it's not working. Yeah.
Who is playing this line with the black?
95. Yeah, it's called the Norwegian variation, I think. And it is not so bad for black, surprisingly. So the way they used to play it before is they would play knight a5, because I played it as a kid. Like I faced it as a kid. I never played it. I mean, I had far too good upbringing for that, so I never played it. But I faced it, and I would go like castle, and black would go d6, and white would go d4. And I knew some Vichy Anand games with white, so some famous Vichy games. So knight b3 happened, ab happened. They would take this bishop with black. So they would think with black that what they do is they win the bishop pair. And now they have to protect the stronghold on the center, so they would go like f6.
f6, yeah.
And they would play like this f6, g6, knight h6, and sort of try to crawl out. And Vichy, some game where he crashed someone with some, I don't know, knight went to h4 or whatever, and some. But it's not so clear anyway. But I think c4 is also a move now, which is quite annoying for black to face, because after c4 you have to solve the question of the queen side, and I think they go like b4 maybe, and then this pawn is very weak, and it gets all very, very weird and random. But what they do nowadays is very different. Instead of going f6 after d4, they don't take on b3 either. They just go ed4. And somehow these forced lines, they seem to be kind of okay for black, more or less. Like
so queen d4 or what?
I think queen d4 now doesn't... Does it work as well? I think maybe bishop b7, maybe I can try, and then thread on c5.
Then he needs to move the queen, or
something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
But let's see what happened in the game, though.
Okay, so in the game...
d4 before castle is interesting as well.
Doesn't look so appealing.
Can we see the move by move, how that happened?
So a few moves ago, he took on d4, and then this queen d3...
Yeah, it's like very questionable whether castle d6 is not a good inclusion for white, because he would think it's very likely to be good inclusion for white. So he's trying to somehow exploit that he didn't castle, so he has to castle long somewhere. But it's a big question if that's a good idea, and the computer doesn't seem to agree with that. So probably he's improvising. He thought, he maybe got this over the board idea that I'll try to be creative. I'll take him out of book and try to castle long.
Oh, he'll play h4 or something like that, just to
I guess
show the
out,
muscles.
Yeah. The muscles, we can see Kirill's muscles, of course, on the video. But that's the thing. Like muscles, you should show usually on the.
Not on the board.
Not on the board. On the board, just make the first line moves, make engine happy.
Yes.
I still, of course, but I had few of these games recently. I lost actually to Duda. I also lost one to Jose Martinez in my online match. The problem white has is that this bishop on b7 is a monster piece, and it really gets on my nerves because it's unopposed. And like I feel like even if I'm not worse with white yet, I feel that there is that prospect of me getting worse at some point.
There is this close Sicilian as well, where they take knight d4, knight b3, and you have that kind of positions with bishop on b7 as a super strong.
Yes,
super strong piece. Similar stuff.
Yeah, and even here it's even more the case that because in that structure it's like a dragon structure, so f5 weakens black structure, but here f5 doesn't quite weaken it, and there is the queenside majority appearing after that, and also there is the d5 break at some point as well. So like, just I kind of don't like white's long-term prospects, so it makes me quite nervous that the bishop is there, and I played badly because of that against Duda and against Jose Martinez. Similar lines. I mean, they went 97 first and 97 96, and then they grabbed my bishop. And I both times didn't really remember the theory, so then it's kind of tricky for white. So
can you say that you are also learning from that kind of openings? That I don't know, you feel this pressure, and although it might be equal or slight plus for white, you don't want to face it anymore, or
no, of course I'm learning. I have to dig deep, and of course. I mean, white usually has something in return. Yeah, so here white has more space. White has a bit better development. But these are difficult factors to exploit, especially, space is very, very abstract here. I don't think white has that much more space. It's really more the development. And development, you really need to convert into something tangible. So you need at some point to make some active move, like a move like e5 or knight d5. I mean, not right now, but like somewhere in the near future. You can't make moves like h3 and king h1 and such. So, I understand these things, but those were rapid games, and I think both games I lost mostly because of the time pressure, because I would just think very long, trying to make sense of my position, and I would hope that in classical game I would play better, because I knew that if I just play these fast moves, I'll be good on the clock, but then I will let black have all the long-term pluses. I think here he will try to get the bishop out and castle long. I mean, I don't see another way, and black probably considers to develop the knight from e7 to help facilitate the f8 bishop development. So you either go via g6 or c6. There is something to be said for knight c6 because it's heading to b4 with the tempo, but knight g6 is the more common one. So if black goes knight g6, then white will develop the c1 bishop. Bishop g5 comes to mind. Maybe you want to trade a bishop, or you want to provoke f6. Also, d5 is an option, unusual, but here in particular could be a good way to try and equalize, because I think black is a lower rated player, so he wouldn't mind to trade pieces. Yes, exactly. d5 is very much a move he will probably contemplate long now.
Let's check the next game. Let's see how Murzin is doing. He's playing against Varga. I mentioned that I played against that player. He was 2600 at one point, now 22. So
deflation, guys, deflation. Deflation is best.
You know a lot of things about this opening or this structure, I believe. So just
I'm not sure. I mean, is it the neither? Because I have seen a lot of good neithers, but this one is the best one I've ever seen.
Usually Zoltan plays something off bet. So let's see. f3, e5 or e5 happened. Knight b3.
F3 is of course already very dubious. Like it allows this d5 kind of stuff, and white better know what they're doing after d5.
Yeah. So there is a famous trick. I think it goes with a5.
a5.
c4, knight d4. Yes. This is something we all like to see. So d5, ed. It's interesting that he went for this. Bishop b5.
This is old line. It's not supposed to be played. Like ed5 is not a good move. I think you're supposed to go bishop g5.
Bishop g5, bishop e6, and then I think.
And then you double the pawns with
bishop g5.
ed, and then you take on f6, I think, something like that,
So this...
this is bad. This is some old stuff which is bad. Bishop d2 very desperate. I think castle is just queen b6 check simply, so you can't even castle. It's some very old theory maybe, but it's a very bad theory for white, even if it's theory. It looks queen e2 very, very desperate. But I think Murzin managed to get pieces out very, very well, but also with very natural moves. Like bishop d6 just. I guess knight c3 is what white would want to play, but maybe there is like some knight d4 issue. I don't know what's because knight c3 at least you developed knight c3 at least develops the final piece.
Yeah, but you said knight d2.
Maybe, but at least then you can sacrifice the pawn and put some pressure. Maybe, but black is just one move away from castling. Doesn't look really good for. Doesn't look really good for white. Bishop d3, bishop e6. Now it's like very nice neither. It's not even neither. I don't know what it is. It's just nice.
Actually, I was completely wrong. I thought it was neither normal, but now it looks horrible.
It's just the bishop pair, and more space also. The only trump white has for now is there is some knight
c5,
coming
so
to
b6
c5.
probably.
Yeah, if b6 will come,
it
will be over strategically. Yeah, but for now maybe knight to c5, but bishop can even go back to c8 and then b6.
So you could see guys evaluation chart. So it's already significant advantage.
Yeah, it looks good, and also Murzin is a high-rated player, so it looks really good for.
Yeah. Let's check how Yilmaz is doing. He's usually a player who likes to play some solid and slowly developing the initiative. Istvan Čonka is actually a tricky player, Hungarian player, tactical, sharp. So let's see. Ragozin, of course, you know.
Oh, a5. It's unexpected that usually you play a move like a5 if you want to avoid theory, like if you are kind of strong player wants to avoid draw against weaker player. I think a5 is a move that Carlsen played against Wang Hao, trying to play for a win. You would think that if you are low rated, you can just play c5 and you would know your theory a little bit and play the main line. But okay, he played a5, but it's not a bad move. It's a good move as well. Just a bit unusual.
Okay, Carlsbad structure.
Some weird Carlsbad. Okay, wow, very very weird. I mean, Black is doing. I mean, I don't think Black can afford. To have it all over the place like that, but maybe like you play a5 and g5 and it's all.
So how to punish this?
Yeah, bishop d3 maybe is normal.
So he went for a3.
Yeah, a3. Of course, it takes the bishop, but a3 does lose a tempo. Yes, I'm not sure. But maybe it's good. Let's see.
Bishop d3. Everything normal.
Very clean. Knight d2 is very clean. Yeah, maybe not the roughest though, but very clean. Yeah, hg.
So he's on the move.
Yeah, hg. What else? Fg or fg. Yeah, interesting.
Yes,
so the point is that after you trade, white trades on. Let's go hg as default. Bishop d3, queen d3.
Yeah.
Now the thing is that Black does have b5, and suddenly this thing that he has got, this clamping down on the queen side, is, from like purely if you look only at the queen side, Black is dominating there. Yeah, if you just look at the. Of course, there are few questions. First of all, there's direct e4, and then there is this h6 g5 weakness. And if Black Black can't do so much on the queen side when the king is on the other side. So, but it's not clear. Like White has to again punish this. It's not so clear. If White will be soft, Black might get away. Like if White castles short, Black will also castle short. A couple of slow moves, and knight comes to b6, maybe to c4, maybe they trade, and it's all fine for Black already. So, not so easy. FG I think has the appeal that you. Anyway, let's say positionally, pawn structure-wise, it's anyway White is not, it's not White's main strength. White's main strength is sort of dynamics on the king side. So then you might as well go FG, castle short, use the F file, go E4, somewhere, your king will be safe on H2 or something. So it's FG is definitely very appealing. I can understand why he is thinking about it. Also, it all feels so smart to go FG always, doesn't it?
Yeah. We will see, and let's check the last board. Emre Can yesterday, a tough game, ending up in a draw, and today he's having some endgame already.
Yeah, yesterday my team faced the some Dutch amateurs, and the Dutch amateurs are tricky sometimes. They're not known to be like the strongest. They're mostly known to be very theoretical, but they are sometimes
not like Bosboom or that legendary player.
Bosboom is not an amateur; he's a legend. He has a different status. But. It's how did this come in?
Okay, let's check.
Oh, this is a Najdorf.
G6.
Oh no, this is a dragon. My God.
There still exists?
Yeah, I actually made a course on this. I was about to say something very bad about the dragon, and I remembered I made a course on this, so I can't say the truth.
Oh, we will cut this, guys.
Yeah, please. Okay. Who plays the dragon? Oh yeah, he does this h5 one. That's possible. Yeah. Yeah, this is Dubov line. Queen d2 is not there.
It's interesting what you played. It's similar setup. Was it neither this queen d3 versus Brkic or something? Then you enter dragon line.
Well, I didn't play queen d3 here. Like it was the way around. I played queen d3 against the Najdorf, and then when he went g6, then I tried to play normal. So I mean, you shouldn't go queen d3 here. Like I did queen d3 against the Najdorf. It's a different story. Which is why Najdorf is the best opening, because you play first the Najdorf, and then depending on what they play, then you choose. You play dragon or not dragon, or you actually play the Najdorf. So that's why Najdorf is the one. But queen d2, bishop d4 is already not the most principled, because now Black gets this bishop h6 idea, exactly what he wants. Yeah, and I think Black should be already equalizing here. check, I don't know. Yeah, it seems tempting to give a check, but actually maybe king f8 is exactly what black wants anyway, because you castling short. Now the h5 pawn will look weird, and the rook behind the h pawn is perfect, and king f8 king g7 is anyway the fastest route. Bishop b5 check is just very naive actually.
He wants to trade pieces.
He wants to bring it to b3. Okay, that's very solid.
And it won't be easy to.
Well, this nice thing about the dragon structure is that the trades usually, well, unless you probably trade rooks, but like most trades usually benefit black. So if you play a weaker player, the white player will try to trade everything. He'll be very happy. But at the end of the trade, he'll just be worse. So dragon is kind of a nice opening to play against someone who is playing like that. But still, of course, there's the other thing that chess is a very drawish game. So even if you are better, if you trade too much, you can be better, but it still be drawish.
Yeah, but okay, knights are on the board, so even some endgame with bare knights can be.
Yeah, but you know, I think for Emre, after yesterday's game, he's not happy with that. I mean, he wants more than this. Like already yesterday it went wrong. Now again, I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it went wrong, but it is a little too drawish for my taste. Like you want more pieces. You want more like what Volodar has. Yeah, like there's more advantages than here. And I understand. Yeah, it's you've got g5, h4 there. Maybe you have some a6, b5 minority, but it's not so much. Really, not so much.
Okay, not everyone can play in your style versus Shirov. So
well, I mean, it was mostly credit to Shirov. Not everybody's facing Shirov, who generates such interesting positions. But yeah, it's sometimes that's always you play a player, so you want to win, but you try to play objective chess, and sometimes you have to trade positions. Requires trades, and then you trade, and you keep building very small advantages. But then you have, on one hand, you're building advantages. On the other hand, you are facing the drawing margin of the game, and somewhere you're gonna meet, and then it's gonna be a win or a draw, and maybe it'll be a draw. So tricky.
Okay, Anish, thanks for your masterclass. Yeah, anytime after your game, you are more than welcome to come to the studio. Also, good luck with the weather. Hopefully, it will be colder.
So I can show off my jacket.
You can still wear your jacket.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, guys, we will check other games. Yeah, and see you.
Thank you. See you.